CNN's Jake Tapper was visibly stunned when early numbers came through CNN, revealing a shocking 20-point swing to Trump and the Republicans amongst independent voters in Georgia.
Joe Biden won independent voters in Georgia when he won the state by 9 points. So we've seen a swing of 20 points towards Trump in terms of the margin, from 9-point advantage 4 years ago with independents for Biden to now an 11-point advantage with independents for Trump in Georgia. Jake.
Wow.
Commentators on social media mocked the stunned reaction, with this commentator saying, Jake Tapper left in shock when he sees a 20-point swing towards Trump among independent voters in Georgia since 2020. This commentator agreed, saying Tapper was ready to off himself in real time. This night is going to be so amazing. The shocking early result comes after CNN dropped another bombshell, revealing 72% of Americans are dissatisfied with the way the country is being run, according to an exit poll.
Said, let's look at the numbers on the mood of the country. It's a pretty dour mood in terms of the way people feel things are going in the United States. Nationally, only 7% of voters say they're enthusiastic. 19% say they're satisfied. Look at these numbers. 43% dissatisfied, 29% angry. 72% of the electorate nationally say they're dissatisfied or angry. What about America's best days, we ask? Are they in the future or are they in the past? 61% of voters in this election across the country say America's best days are ahead of the country. 6 in 10 say so. 34% say the best days are in the past. And finally, President Joe Biden's approval rating, it's at 41% in these early preliminary exit poll findings. 58% of voters in this election across the country nationally disapprove of the way that the incumbent Democratic president is doing his job, Jake.
CNN panelist Chris Wallace then went on to say Kamala Harris would need a miracle to win after these numbers.
I've got to say, I think that's putting the best spin on it. I think when you see current voters saying that by a 3-1 margin that they are dissatisfied with the country.
Or angry. Dissatisfied or angry.
Or angry. I got to say, I think that that's with the present conditions in the country. I mean, in conventional terms, it would be a miracle that Kamala Harris could win with that kind of headwind, and also with a president. Remember, she was part of the administration. The Biden-Harris administration was 41% approved, 58% disapproved. This isn't even close to the 50%.
But I want to be
traditionally. Let me just finish my point. Which is just that if she is able to overcome those numbers and still win this election, then she has done a remarkable job of somehow separating herself that she's part of the solution and not part of the problem.
Sky News contributor Josh Hammer agrees.
This dropped very shortly before you and I came on air. I actually had it on live right here in my home office. I was watching CNN live at that time. And, you know, Chris Wallace, formerly the Fox News anchor, now he's on CNN, gets on there and he says in real time, looking at this data, he's pouring over the numbers, looking down at his paper, and he says, you know, looking at this, I think Kamala Harris will basically need a miracle to win. Paraphrasing closely, but that basically is what Chris Wallace just said. And you know, immediately the other CNN anchors are like, "Oh my God, no, let's not go there yet." But they're basically already playing the blame game, and the very first votes have actually not already been cast yet. We've literally just seen the exit polling data. But Chris Wallace is basically right there, where you have 70 to 75% of Americans who say that they are dissatisfied or outright angry. They are livid at the current direction of the country. And by the way, who can blame them? I very much share in that particular antipathy bordering on outright anger. But when you have that kind of number, it actually would be a miracle if Democrats can win. Right now, Americans have a 28% approval rating. It depends on the poll, but 28% of Americans say that the country is on the right track. So maybe 35% of Americans, a little closer to that, say that they actually approve of Joe Biden's time in office right now. The numbers, no matter how you slice or dice it, are very, very low. The incumbent party just does not win American elections given that kind of data. Now, is Donald Trump a uniquely hated phenomenon such that Democrats can still prevail in light of those historical headwinds? The media would like to have you think so, based on the fact that he has already won one presidential election and came shockingly close to winning another 4 years ago. I think that he probably is not. Again, I think he's likely headed towards a victory tonight.